Hello, I hope everybody is doing well. I am back. I had 5 cake orders this weekend, so I didn't get to do any readings, plus I had my kiddo to tend to. So I had to take a little break and get some rest. Few updates on what I'm going through. My ex-husband had a visit from CPS on Friday, which he was trying to avoid by not going to work and not being at home, but they never came to see me. So some things in the 3D are showing up as actual progress. So I'm excited about that. I hate that he did this and he got them involved, but I'm doing absolutely nothing wrong and I'm a fantastic mother. So all I have to do is keep being me and everything's going to be fine this way. My uncle is in full force with his sneaky behavior, sneaking down the stairs, trying to watch me and see what I'm doing and see if the coast is clear so he can come and do some more sneaky things. Had some strawberries that I had for a cake order left in the refrigerator all night, which that's one thing I want to warn you about. Do not break your own rules, because I broke one of my own rules and fed some of those strawberries to my son and thought they would be fine because they were for a cake order. Hopefully he wouldn't bother that, but my son's been sick. He threw up all of those strawberries. So don't break your own rules. Also, it's been a full moon, so they're back in their full moon hocus pocus trying to do black magic. It's insanity because it's never going to work. It's not going to work. So you're wearing yourself out for nothing. I'll start to feel headaches and really tired from it, but I ask God to open my heart chakra, open my crown chakra. Everything feels fine again this morning. So keep doing what you do, but it's not going to work. Also, the cakes that I did, only one person posted and tagged me. So shout out to them. The others either didn't post at all or posted and didn't tag me. So you're exposing yourself. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for the money. I do appreciate that. It helped me to take my son to see a movie that he was really, really looking forward to. And we had a great time yesterday because of those orders. So thank you guys. I'm going to let you keep being wrong about me. I'm not going to fight it, whatever. I just keep being me and it's going to show for itself. So whatever makes you feel better, whatever gets you your quick come up, if that's the route you want to take, be my guest. Today, I want to talk about self-worth and self-talk and how to avoid trauma bonds. So, first of all, you are precious. You are precious. You are the most precious thing to the Lord, and God made no mistakes on you, zero mistakes on you. Self worth is initially handed down to you by your caregivers or lack thereof, because that's all you know. That's what you were born into, and what people tell you about yourself or how they treat you is what you're going to believe, and that is often not true. Either they want you to feel like they feel about themselves. Often, our perception from other people is a reflection of themselves. So, either they were taught wrong or they want to teach you wrong intentionally. Some people are blessed without having generational curses, and they are shown the right way to love other people and themselves from the beginning, and that is a blessing. You should be so grateful if you were born into that situation. However, that is not the case for all of us, so we have to parent ourselves on our spiritual path when we start to awaken and teach ourselves how we should be loved and how we should love other people. Um, there's a reason that we don't remember when we come here in this lifetime. We have to learn these lessons and become strong ourselves. I'm going to look down quite a bit today because this is so important. This is a big key on your spiritual path to making others fall in line. Everything will fall in line once you know your self-worth and you hold people to that standard and you keep your boundaries. So we need to learn the lessons and be strong to walk our current path and fulfill our purpose. Don't let anyone tell you that you expect too much, or you're too sensitive, or you're too this or too that. Sensitivity is what led me to this moment because it helps me to pick up on everything. I'm very sensitive to energy. I'm sensitive to other people's actions and their intentions, manipulations. So don't let anyone bend you to fit their will as far as that goes. So don't let anybody talk you out of it. Know your worth. Stand strong in that. If they don't want to adhere, if they want to handle you wrong, then that's their loss. Contracts. We all sign a contract before we enter the 3D with God. I believe we choose our parents, we choose our path. We know what our purpose is going to be before we ever get here, before we're ever conceived. This is going to be your mission once you get here. It's going to be the lessons that you need to learn. Some souls are old souls, some souls are not old souls, some souls are baby souls. It depends on what level you're on. It's all about levels. There's many levels to this. Nothing is an accident, so you're right where you're supposed to be. Research Akashic Records. This is basically all of the soul contracts that you have fulfilled in for your soul. It's basically your DNA. So your free will and following your intuition will determine how long it takes for us to learn these lessons and wrap up these karmic cycles. Whether you ascend or not, how quickly you are ascending to the next level. God can show you the way, but you have to be obedient to what He's showing you and telling you. Trauma bonds. Both of my marriages were formed based on trauma bonds because I did not know my worth at those times in my life. I was not the person that I am now, and I would accept far less. So trauma bonds, I would say at least 50% of relationships are formed on trauma bonds, and it's very important to recognize this before you enter a relationship. It's a way of connecting with another person that's been through a similar past as you. You can recognize the pain that they feel within yourself. Trauma bonds become toxic. They are band-aids. You are commiserating with someone else, with another soul, basically rolling around in the mud with them. Love can be a drug. So you're using this to cover up your pain, thinking that you can help this other person, that your love can heal them, that their love can heal you, but all you are is partners in pain. So don't be in love with love. I used to do this a lot, just the idea of love, not really knowing how to love myself or love anybody else, but just in love with the idea that love is so great. If I can just get to that, everything will be okay. It will just fix everything. No, it's still a band-aid. So don't wallow in the hurt and pain of shared trauma with someone else. Betrayals that brought you into a low vibration, you will just stay there. It will just keep you in that state of being as long as you're in that trauma bond. And also, like, protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves a response. And sex is a energy exchange with someone. You are always going to have that energetic tie with that person when you have had sex with them. So also research cord cutting, because I've done this. I've cut the cord with several people because that energetic cord will always be there if you do not do something to intervene. So be very careful who you share your sexual energy with. It's very spiritual. It can heal or it can hurt. You can have many bad things attached to you if you've had sex with the wrong person. It's hard to change the type of person that you're attracted to. This was something I felt like I met the same person over and over in different bodies because that's the thing I was attracted to. And really nice people that came into my life, I wouldn't give them the time of day because they just didn't spark that interest in me. I didn't have that excitement for them, but that was because I hadn't learned the lesson yet. So I kept repeating that cycle. depending on what level of self-worth you've told yourself that you're willing to accept or that you deserve, it's what you're going to keep accepting. What you've accepted from your parents, how you saw them love you, how you saw them love other people, and what they accepted from other people. That's going to determine your self-worth for a while until you teach yourself otherwise. Self-talk. Self-talk is a big deal. What you tell yourself about yourself, you will believe, and it set the standard for how you what you will accept from other people and what you deserve. Your mind is your limit, so no ceilings, no limit. Don't limit yourself to what you think you deserve. You deserve everything. So don't let anybody tell you what you deserve. Don't let anyone tell you that this is the way it should be, because your mind is your barrier. So whatever you tell yourself or whatever you believe that other people tell you is where you're going to stay. So break those barriers and retrain your brain. What love should look like is unconditional love. You forgive other people, you should forgive yourself too. So put yourself first, then set the standards for others, and don't accept less. Love bombing is not love. Trauma bonding is not love. Self-limiting beliefs are not self-love. So don't ignore red flags. I have done this a million times, thinking we're in love, they love me. That was nothing, or whatever. I used to find bobby pins in my ex-husband's brand new car, which he had cleaned out, and there should have been nothing, not even a speck of dirt was left in there. But I would find bobby pins all the time in his car when he got home from work. And he worked in a plant. He worked at Volkswagen for a while. And I know that now, after talking to many people that worked in plants, that they are a cesspool for cheating. It's like sport. It's a whole nother world. They live inside that world when they're at the plant. And everyone seems to keep secrets for each other. But I ignored a lot of those red flags and a lot of the lies that he told, because I didn't want to give up on my marriage when it was something that was, in fact, already over by the time I saw the red flags. So do not ignore the red flags. You can do bad all by yourself. So you don't need anybody else to drag you down. It's so empowering and freeing to set that bar high and be able to walk away holding your head high, knowing that you're worth more than that, and you're just simply not going to accept it anymore. No one wants a half-baked cake. I love that analogy, because let them learn their lessons from somebody else. You don't have to teach them. You don't have to bring them up. Let them move on and learn their karmic lessons and get into karmic cycles with other people. You don't have to stay in that and keep repeating that or teach them. Let them learn that from someone else. So don't accept breadcrumbing, ghosting, IOUs, being second best. Be the star of the show. Let them know from the beginning that you are the star of the show, or you don't play. God will never send you someone else's husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife. That is not God. God will not send you something that is confusing. What God sends you is very clear, and his intentions are pure for you. So you will always lose them how you got them. They will do the same thing for you, to you. If they were able to cross that threshold and do that with somebody else, then it just becomes easier for them to keep doing that to other people. Also, with jobs or other opportunities, if you feel like something is off and someone is breadcrumbing you, or it's too good to be true, it probably is. So get it in writing. I've been hoodwinked before, working my butt off for someone and then dangling the carrot, and it's something that never comes to fruition. So get it in writing if it involves employment or stability, or something big for your future. Knowing is half the battle. Whenever you are aware of something, That's half the battle. You are halfway there. So congratulate yourself. Even though it may feel like a failure at the time, at least you know. So there's never going back after that. You can't forget what you've already been shown. Like, you can repeat it, but you're never going to forget. So you're halfway there. Put God first, put you second, and everything else will fall into place. You can't pour from an empty cup. So even if you have children, you still need to fill your cup up. All this is going to do is deplete you. It's going to have you running on empty. You're going to always be at a deficit. So it makes you irritable. It makes you moody when you try to pour from an empty cup. You're disrespecting yourself, first of all. And if other people depend on you, then they're not going to feel their best either, because you can't pour from an empty cup. In turn, other people will disrespect you if you show them how you treat yourself. That's how they're going to treat you. Remember how it felt to be played in the past. This will be a guide for you if you start to question something that might not be for your best interest. We've all been played. It's happened. It happens. That's how we learn. Remind yourself of how empty you felt, of how sad that made you feel, the self-pity, the low vibes that came with that betrayal. That will hopefully be the hurdle that you can jump over before you let someone else play you. Keep your heart open still. I decided a long time ago that no matter what people did to me, that everybody is not the same. So I still give chances, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to open your heart and give someone else a chance, even though someone else has hurt you. Keep your heart open, but take the high road. Avoid people trying to run game on you. We all know the game. We've probably played it a time or two. So don't be ignorant to the signs of people running game on you. They're working from their shadow side. They haven't done any work on themselves, and they feed off of this. They feed off of your low vibrating energy. It makes them feel like they really did something. And they're laughing at your pain. So don't put yourself in that position. If it even feels like it's going down the same road that you've been down before, send that take care text. I can't even count how many times I've sent that. Take care. I'm sure you're going to be a great person one day, but you're not my person. And I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you, next. And in the end, they're really playing themselves. They're laughing at you, but in the end, you were the prize. If God sent them to you and you're on your path and in your purpose, you were a gift to them. And if they disrespected that gift and they didn't see it for what it was, then they played themselves. If you aren't sure, always pray about it. Pray about it. Pray for God to give you strength. Pray for Him to give you guidance. Pray for Him to give you patience on waiting for that right person and never just jump on the immediate next thing. It's going to take a long time sometimes for you to find your divine partner. But real recognizes real. So if you've prayed about it and you know what it should look like and you're loving yourself, then you're going to recognize it when it comes your way. And that person is going to treat you so special. They're going to know what it looks like when they see you. And they're going to know how to treat you and how to respect that gift from God. Establish a code with God. I've talked about signs and synchronicities before. But establish a code with God. I have a code with God where if it's a yes, I'm going to get this sign. If it's a no, I'm going to get that sign. So don't say it out loud. Don't let other people know your code. But establish it with God. Pray about it and ask Him to send you those signs if you're not sure. That way you know when you're making a decision that it was, in fact, something that was for your higher good. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And that's Eleanor Roosevelt. So the only way that we can give that power away is if we allow somebody to take it away. So make good decisions and make good choices and respect yourself that way. Also, verbal abuse. Don't accept verbal abuse or anyone speaking badly to you or putting you down or anything like that, because I feel that verbal abuse is just as bad or worse than physical abuse. Physical abuse, if somebody hits you, you immediately know that's a bad person and that they did something bad, and you feel that pain immediately. But if somebody verbally abuses you, often that's manipulation. They're trying to control you, and you really internalize that, and that will continue to reciprocate with how you talk to other people. You don't want to do that to your children. You do not want to repeat that cycle. So in this, I've really learned that verbal abuse is as harmful or more harmful than physical abuse, and Tennessee does not recognize verbal abuse as a crime, and it should be recognized by the law. That is one thing that I plan to really fight for once I get through this, because it's ridiculous to say that someone can talk to you and treat you however they want as long as they're not touching you or your things, because it's just as harmful, if not worse, because that person will try to manipulate you and find their way